Good evening, class. This is Professor Parasiliti. I am your host for this semester in Kin Major 117. Um, hmm, it's 2025. So I wanted to update the most recent version I had of this. We've made a few adjustments in this course, and it's time I update the welcome video. So I wanted to welcome you all to Kin Major 117 Personal Trainer Preparation. I'm going to spend a little bit of time reviewing the course, the syllabus, the course content, kind of what you can expect, and hopefully answer some questions. This is always a little bit confusing. Many of you are taking this course because you're part of our fitness specialist program, which is great. Some of you might be taking this course because you're part of our Associate of Science in Human Movement and Applied Fitness. Fantastic. Some of you might be taking this course just because you were curious to get a little exposure for maybe some self-knowledge on how you can maybe work out better. Totally fine. Some of you have aspirations. My hope is that all of you have aspirations to work as a personal trainer because that's something you can do now while you're at LACC and certainly while you go on to your next endeavor, academic endeavor, whether that's working towards your bachelor's degree or graduating, moving into master's, whatever it may be. Our program really is designed to get you working ASAP. And so I wanted to spend a little bit of time not only covering the resume, but I also want to talk a little bit about our program. I've attached a fitness specialist program document as well as our Associate of Science in Human Movement and Applied Fitness, which is brand new, and I want to talk about that. And I'm hoping that this spurs some questions. And so I will certainly email me with any questions at any point. I'm very quick to respond. But let's get into the syllabus and then we'll kind of go from there and I can tell you office hours and things of that nature. So let me share my screen. All right. So let's share there we go. Yeah, desktop one. There we go. So I'm going to share this. All right, let me move some stuff around, get you out of the way, move my little head over here so it's not in the way. So hopefully you can see this. So you can see right now, we're in our class. Let's see if I can put up there we go, spotlight. So now you can kind of see where I'm going. All right, so course syllabus, here we are. Personal Trainer 117. This is an online asynchronous course, which you might be wondering, how the heck am I going to learn how to personal train online? Well, I've done the best that I think I can do. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised or also maybe a little bit challenged. And the reason I say that, for many students who are coming to this course, like I said, they're interested in personal training, they're interested in doing our fitness specialist program or our AS degree in human movement and applied fitness. I really want you to, I don't want to say prove yourself, but I really want you to work towards understanding that personal trainer, being a personal trainer, being a movement professional is not only a science, but it's beyond just bodybuilding. And I say that with all peace and love to all of the bodybuilders in the room. But most of us grew up in the gym, myself included. Early on, we got attracted to maybe the gym, and this is usually, I think, the male experience, going to the gym to kind of transform our bodies to build some beach muscles and look good, right? Look awesome. Totally legitimate goal. Some of us, that's all we ever do. And we get stuck in just always training for what we call hypertrophy, muscle size. And we run into some injuries. We run into some things because the programming that we've been following actually works against how human movement should happen. So my hope is, and what I've done with this course is I really want to kind of strip away all the misinformation that you have about fitness, what fitness looks like, what health and wellness looks like, and really gets to the core at what clients really want from a trainer, a personal trainer. And it's usually not to get jacked jacked and swole and build up, the beach muscles. That's usually not the case. Every once in a while we get clients like that, and that's a fun client to have. But most people want to do basic stuff, keep up with their kids. They're tired. Their doctor says they're not healthy. Their cholesterol is increasing. They're pre-diabetic. There's a whole host of reasons why people come to the gym. Some of it is, hey, I want to get ready for a wedding. I want to get ready. I have got a reunion. I'm 50, 60 years old. I haven't been in shape ever. And I feel like now's the time I have to do it because, I've got limited time left on this earth. So that means you got to really rethink the bodybuilding stuff because that's just not the traditional goal of most clients that you're going to be working with. Now, that may be fine for you. And when you're young, it's fine. But as you get older, what you'll notice and what we'll talk about in this course a little bit is a lot of overuse injury and a lot of chronic adaptations that can be problematic, that can be injurious later for someone who consistently does a hypertrophy plan. Plus, it gets very boring. So progress will stop. You can only do chest and tries so many times before you want to throw up. So I'll leave it at that. But let's look at this. And so here we are, method of instruction, asynchronous video lectures, textbook. If you're gonna get certified as a personal trainer, you're definitely gonna want to get the textbook. You don't need to get it right away, but please get it at some point. I'm going to provide you with a bunch of materials as well. We have videos, quizzes, discussions, and various lab assignments where you're actually going to work with a friend, family member, partner, significant other, someone in your home, in your sphere, in your world that you can actually do some testing on and do some assessments with and talk to them about their fitness goals. So here is my information. Let me just quickly give you a little bit of background on me. So I've been doing this for over 10 years at the community college level. I worked privately in the commercial and corporate wellness environments as personal trainer, as a director of personal trainer, as a general manager of facilities. I've done a lot of different roles, had a lot of success in the private sector workforce doing this. Always liked the education piece, and that's kind of what got me here. The reality is I continue my education. So you're going to see all of these acronyms, letters, alphabet soup after my name. CSCS is a certified strength and conditioning specialist, tactical strength and conditioning facilitator, National Strength and Conditioning Association certified personal trainer, exercise medicine level 2, functional movement screen level 1 certified, level 2 certified, which is the corrective exercise stuff, functional capacity screen certified. I'm ACE, certified medical exercise specialist, group fit instructor, health coach certified, United States powerlifting, Institute of Motion, Applied Health and Human Performance, level 1 and level 2 certified, functional range conditioning mobility specialist, certified functional strength coach, level 1, National Academy of Sports Medicine, corrective exercise specialist, dynamic neuromuscular stabilization exercise certified. I got that twice. And then precision nutrition level 1 certified. And then I have I've done TRX. I've done Olympic weightlifting. I've done a whole bunch of other stuff. There's this thing called Viper. I won't even get into that in this class. And I'm currently working on my educational doctorate in kinesiology with an emphasis in strength and conditioning. So I'm finishing up my degree. I'll be a doctor, knock on wood, some point here. I'm hoping within the next short amount of time. So if you're seeing this and I've already listed doctor on here, I've obviously finished that. So congrats to me. I did it. But that's a whole separate kind of program and a whole different world of hurt. But the nice thing is that even as I continue, the reason I have all this is not to impress you, although I'm sure, some of you might be impressed. I'm just a consummate learner. And exercise science and in kinesiology and personal training, this is a young field. And exercise science in particular is a new, or kinesiology, exercise science, I'll use interchangeably, is a relatively young science that is evolving very quickly in the scientific literature and research. So one of the reasons why I'm working on my doctorate is because I want to get what's called the terminal degree, the last degree that I can get. That will make me a really good consumer of the exercise science literature. And I actually have to work on my own doctorate and put my own research trial together. So it really gets you professionally, really awesome and excellent at navigating, looking at research and being able to read and understand and kind of nitpick apart research where it's got pros and cons and where it might need some areas of opportunity or what things really stand out. So that's kind of where I'm going. And I list all this stuff out, because I want you all to realize that, yes, one class is going to start the process for you if you're working towards becoming a personal trainer, but by no means can it stop here. you've got to pursue some other things. So every year I go to conferences. I'll share those conferences actually in the end of the spring, beginning of summer. There's always a couple conferences that'll promote that I get student discounts on. It's great opportunities to network, to get out there, to be inspired by other fitness professionals and allied healthcare people. And I'm not talking about the supplements and the bodybuilding stuff. I'm talking about physical therapists, strength coaches, athletic trainers, uh, private fitness professionals who own their own gyms, a variety of people who are immersed in the science of exercise, not the bodybuilding stuff, which is fine. Bodybuilding stuff is really, really fun and cool and exciting. And I don't want to knock anyone who's interested in it. But remember, professional bodybuilding, they all use drugs. And when you put drugs into people and lift weights, everything that a person who's fully drugged does is not something that a non-drugged human being can do, because you will break down and break apart. You'll beat your body to oblivion. So you got to be mindful. We can sort of look at the physiques that these professional bodybuilders have created, or these, certainly power lifters and all that thing. But anything that's really extreme like that is going to come at a cost and probably has some underlying drug use that's fueling it. Not that they don't have good genetics, not that they're not disciplined, not that they're working hard at their craft. It's just that they're doing things to the body that allows them to recover more quickly because of the higher levels of testosterone that they put into their body than you or I can have as a sort of a natural, regular, unsuperhuman being. So just put that mindset, think about that. I just like to reiterate that because it's important as we start to approach what we're going to be doing here. So here is all my contact information. My email, I'm very quick to respond to emails. Some of you have already emailed me and I've already responded, so that's how good I am. This is my office. So I'm here at Kin North on LACC's campus, Los Angeles City College. We can always meet. I know it's online, so if you're on campus, these are my office hours. Monday and Wednesday, 2 to 3:30. Right now, this will change. I should just say these are office hours and highlight this area because it will periodically change. I guess, does that mean I got to record this again? Oh, no, I didn't think about that. I probably will. So right now, these are my office hours, but look at if this is not spring 2025, please take a peek at my office hours on my syllabus if I haven't updated this in some time. But here's the thing. If you can't make my office hours, just email me and we can schedule another time. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to meet you on Zoom. Here is my Zoom link. Don't jump into my Zoom thinking I'll be on it. Like I sit here at my desk with my Zoom on. I don't do that. So if you are planning on attending my office hours via Zoom, just shoot me an email, inbox in Canvas or email works. Let me know that you're planning on coming in, and then I'll put it on my schedule so I make sure that I meet you and open up my Zoom room so that we can make that happen. All right. So, always the syllabus is subject to change. It usually doesn't, but every once in a while, something comes up that I have to adjust. I'm always learning new things from students. Especially with AI, now that AI is involved in academics, we have to be a little bit more stringent about that. So that's a new thing that I've had to adjust on the fly. Course description here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but students will develop the knowledge and understanding to prepare for an NCCA personal training certification examination to become an effective and employable trainer. So NCCA is the National Credentialing Certifying Agency that actually is the credentialing agency for other things such as nursing. When you take a nursing exam, a real estate exam, a broker's license for a variety of things, but this is a quasi-public and private agency that credentials that the certification that you're sitting for meets the minimum criteria for testing that has been approved by the governing boards. There are certifications, we're not using those, that don't require what's called an NCCA accredited cert. Most of and you wouldn't necessarily have to go to a test center. We'll talk about that later in the class, how you actually sit for this examination so you can become certified. Because to be very clear, this is a certification preparation class. You're not actually gonna be certified as a personal trainer after this class. We cannot do that. You have to go to a test center to take a proctored examination, which we talk about in the very last module. But the NCCA, kind of a lot of acronyms, I know. This means that the 24-hour, the fitnesses of the world, the Golds, the Planet Fitnesses, the places that hire and employ trainers usually require an NCCA accredited personal training certification. So we're going to be using, I'm going to scroll down here all the way down to textbook, the American Council on Exercise, ACE. So you see that logo, the logo is kind of all over the place in this course. ACE is an NCCA accredited personal training certification. The test, when you take the test, it's at a test center. Not to confuse you further, but there is a new movement where ACE, this company, and NASM, another company that many of you probably heard of as a personal trainer, actually have now an unproctored test that is not accredited, where you could sit at home for a lower cost and just take this test. If you want to work as a personal trainer, you need to take the proctored examination. And we'll talk about that at the end. So I just don't want any confusion on that. I'm going to do my best. I know it's going to come up because not everyone, they probably fast forward me. Someone's got me working at like warp speed times 12. I hope you're just watching this. Maybe at 2 speed or half speed or 1.5 speed. But just be mindful, if you're going to work in the industry, you're going to need to sit for the test that's proctored at a test center, which again, I'll talk about later at the end of the course. So we're going to cover all sorts of aspects of this, including building your own exercise program based on, I'm going to give you mock clients. You're going to build an exercise prescription. You have to be able to talk about the overload principle and what kind of chronic adaptations are made to the body because of exercise. We'll talk about cardinal planes of motion and describe their corresponding joint action, because that's actually going to set up for what exercises we pick. Identify different guidelines and appropriateness of various forms of stretching, including self-myofascial release, dynamic stretching, and proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, which we can't get into here, but we'll talk about it. But in some of the other courses, we do get into this. This is why the certificate program, which I'll talk about in a second, makes really good sense, because this is basically tip of the iceberg stuff. And some of the things we mentioned, we just can't get into. It's just too in-depth. So that's where the other courses in our fitness specialist certification program will start to get into some of these other aspects and really round out your knowledge and abilities to be an excellent personal trainer, whether you're doing the fitness specialist program or the Associate of Science in Human Movement and Applied Fitness degree. And then we're going to talk about differentiating. This is a big one, differentiating between what a personal trainer can do and what you can do as an allied healthcare professional. And what is allied healthcare? What does that mean? And then you're going to critique a client's consumption and formulate a caloric plan based on their goals and weight. And we'll do this with you, actually maybe with a friend of yours as well. But we'll do some calorie assessment. What's in scope for personal trainers? I'm not going to come up with meal plans. That's not in scope. Personal trainers are not to be recommending food, are not to be recommending supplements. That is beyond our scope of practice. If you do that, you can be sued. You can lose your credential. You can be financially liable. It can be life-ruining if something negative happened to someone. So that's just not in our scope, even though you see many trainers that do that stuff. So just be mindful. We'll talk about what we can and can't do in that space. Our grading criteria is full letters. Here's all drop and repeat information, attendance policy information, financial aid, accommodations, library information, the student code of conduct. Here I have artificial intelligence is a very cool tool, but any students who submit an assignment that has been determined to be completed using AI will be considered in violation of student code of conduct and subject to above penalties, which means a 0 on the assignment. If you continue to do it, I'll have to report you to the dean. Please. And the reason for this now, do I use a little bit of AI every once in a while? I'm not super proficient at it, but I have a colleague who uses it all the time. He's really adept at it. I have other colleagues that I've known that use it in training, and what they've been able to do is create an AI mechanism using all the materials and all the information that they've actually read over the years to be the resource for AI to pull it down. So the information that AI is pulling down is actually legitimate. The challenge with AI at this point is if you don't know anything, you don't know what AI is giving you. You're just taking it at face value. College is about being critical thinkers. And if you don't know what AI is giving you, if it's legit or not, you're not a critical thinker. You haven't learned the foundational elements that are required for you to be able to look at something and go, that's a good program. That's an excellent suggestion. That's an accurate statement versus being inaccurate, or I don't know what sourcing this is coming from. That's why at this level, you can't use AI. You just can't. It's easy. It makes work easy, but you're not learning how to be critical and developing your eye. And that is my job, is to develop your eye as a trainer. Okay, so that's a little word on that. Prohibited discrimination. Please read through that. Okay, our required textbook is the Exercise Professional's Guide to Personal Training. Our quizzes come from the textbook. Our final exam comes from the textbook. And if you're going to take the CPT exam, the Certified Personal Trainer exam, that's coming from the textbook. So this is something you're going to need to purchase. You can the least expensive way. We have a slight discount if you go through the ACE student portal. This is one of the assignments. You're going to create your own ACE account, and then if you're going to use a credit card, it's just easiest to do it this way. It's going to be the least expensive. If you purchase through the bookstore, they don't typically stock it, but you go in and prepay, and they will order it for you. The problem is the bookstore marks it up 30%. So the only reason to really use the bookstore at this point is if you have a book voucher, an EOP&S voucher that is paying for some of your books. Go to the bookstore, use it, and prepay. That totally makes sense. So I explained that all here. But if you're going to pay out of pocket, I would go through this portal right here and get the discounted personal trainer rate. You only need to get the book right now. You're going to see there's other things on the right-hand side that include test exams, sample tests, a whole study thing. You don't need all that study thing. That's what this course is all about. You don't need to buy that. Just buy the book. I will provide all supplemental materials through Canvas. This course is really made up of ACE chapter quizzes coming from the textbook. I got a lab assignments that will include discussions. There might be some quizzes based on the labs, a program design assignment, which is big. And then we have ACE program design. I'm talking about building an exercise program for a mock client that you'll create. That you'll create based on a mock client that you get to choose from. I have 4 different clients you can pick from, so you'll have some fun with that. And then we have the ACE final exam, which is something you'll do at the end. And I leave that open. You can, with all the quizzes and the final exam, you can take it as many times as you want. I want you to use these as study tools. So I've hopefully set this course up for you to be successful, to learn the material. The quizzes can be retaken multiple times, so you can learn what you're missing and then go back into the text, figure it out, and then come back and take the test to raise your grade. I do have a scale deduction in this course because there's so much material. If you don't stay on it, it will get out of hand. You got to stay on it week to week. There's a lot of information that I have to cover in order to prep you for this stuff. So basically what I did is scale deduction will be automatically applied to late assignments. That will be 2.5% off per day. So every day that you're missing something, it will be deducted. 2.5 percentage points will be deducted, with the max deduction of 35% off after being 14 days late. You will be able to turn in all work up through the last day of the academic semester, minus the 2.5 points off per day. Per day, if it's late, up to 35% off. So basically, look, if you miss 2 weeks, the worst you're going to get is 35%. The best you could get on that is 65%, but 65 is better than 0. So turn stuff in, even if it's late, but try and stay up on the material. Take each module one step at a time. 1 week at a time. We're going to have 16 modules. We're going to run through that. So here's all the course stuff. You can kind of scroll through that if you want, but what I want to do is jump into modules real quick. And you will see here, okay, resources for all of you here at LACC, any like mental health, welcome center, further help with Canvas navigations. Then I have resources, number 2, for ACE discounts, continuing education resources. I have an intro about the ACE Certified Personal Trainer exam. I'll post out annual continuing education stuff, things that I go to throughout the year. How to install Microsoft Office, Outlook, and Adobe Reader onto your computer for free. This allows you to access the PDF files if you don't already have that. If you're on a phone, it's going to be a little hard because the phone is not really, doesn't give you the full capability like your computer is. So we do give away Chromebooks and different kind of things here on campus. So go through EOP&S if you're looking to get a computer. They can help you out over there. And then here's the ACE student portal link to purchase the discounted CPT exam and textbook. It's also in the syllabus. That's where you're going to go to purchase your test. So you're going to, after you kind of just look at some of that stuff, you're going to start here in module 0. And we got a welcome. This is where you looked at this. Right now I have the LA Fitness Specialist program. I'm going to also add in the associate, the personal trainer program as well. So let me open this up right now. This is whoops, I got all sorts of stuff open. Didn't have it open. Hang on. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, got all sorts of stuff. Not what I wanted open. Hang on. Here, coming to you here. Let's just look real quick at the let's go to marketing stuff. Apologies, bear with me. In degrees and certs. So let's talk first about the fitness specialist. Okay, I updated this. This is the one that's in there now. You can download this. Okay, so here it is right now. This will probably change one more time because we're going to trim it down a little bit. But right now, this is if you want to get the program. It's if you want to get a certificate, the certificate of completion is what it is. You can graduate with a diploma as a fitness trainer specialist, personal trainer, grip fitness instructor. That's what you would get. You would walk. Now, if you're a kin major, you can get 2 diplomas. So if you're doing this on the side, which I encourage every single kin major to do this because you can earn money now working as a personal trainer, getting real practical, real world experience instead of working, I don't know, a customer service type job, a McDonald's job, something that maybe isn't as satisfying. But this will give you tons of experience, and some of the best people that I know that work in physical therapy, that work in athletic training, they all started as personal trainers. Occupational therapy, et cetera, et cetera. So they're chiropractors. So this could be this is a good opportunity for you. And the reason why all the courses make a lot of sense is because we're covering more than just the personal trainer stuff. And we're adding to the personal trainer stuff in these other courses. So fitness and wellness is a health class. It's covering fitness and wellness because oftentimes you're talking about wellness to your clients. Your CPR course, this is where you're going to get certified in first aid, CPR, AED, and you do need your CPR AED credential to sit for the personal trainer examination. So that is a requirement. Exercise testing, Kin Major 113 in prescription. This happens in the spring. So right now it's the spring. So this is happening now. We cover all the testing that you will do as a personal trainer in your personal trainer intake form that you're going to work on here in class online. We're going to do it in class, giving you tons of practice. So what these courses do, they bring aspects of this class to life and give you more practical experience with it. So I'm going to encourage you to sign up for this stuff if you haven't yet. Whether it's in the fall, sometimes in the fall we have different courses. I'll show you which ones we have in the fall. But right now, as it stands, we have Kin Major 113 exercise testing prescription in the spring. We offer Kin Major 114 techniques of instruction group fitness. That preps you to sit for ACE's group fitness instructor, or at least gives you the bare minimum to understand how to work with large groups, which is very different than working with an individual or small group, which is all you're supposed to work with, no more than 6 people as a personal trainer. Anything beyond 6, 7 or greater is is group fitness, and it's a different mindset, a different credential. And we cover that. You're going to run a group fitness class in class as part of the lab. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And that happens usually in the second half of the semester of the spring. So please look for those courses. The Kin Major 115 happens. This is in the gym. We're going to go through every single piece of equipment in our weight room. Squat racks, bench press, kettlebells, TRX, cable machines, dumbbells, Vipers, slide boards, safety, trap bar, Olympic bar, bumper plates, deadlifting, squatting, all the cool multi-compound joint lifts that we need to be programming for our client. We go through all of it in that class. That's a fall class. Kin Major 117 you're taking right now. Kin Major 217, functional movement screening and assessment analysis. This class is for, it's an assessment class that you're going to see in the assessment is the functional movement screening. You get certified. in the functional movement screen here at LACC for a huge discount. The FMS is normally a $600 professional certification, but here at LACC, I've been able to negotiate you get certified for $150, and you can use your book voucher to buy that in the bookstore. Win, win, win. You will be certified as in functional movement screen level 1. You will be able to assess and start to look at how someone's movement might need some other thing beyond just their fitness goal training, because their movement profile might not be as optimal, and we want to make sure we can prevent injury when we're training them. So think about if someone has poor posture and they're squatting with poor posture, that's eventually going to catch up with them and wear their body down. But the FMS allows us to do a very detailed movement screen that gives us an intel on what we need to be doing and how we might need to actually pull certain exercises away for a time being until we get that person up to shape, up to movement quality shape, so that they can actually then enjoy, without getting injured, how to do the exercises. So that's that. And then we have the 131 kinesiology internship experience in fitness. And this specifically, it's going to change, but right now it's 131. It'll be like, I think 132 in the future. But this is, you're going to train a client here on campus. I'm going to set you up with a client you've never met for the entire semester. We're doing it right now. We usually do it in the spring. For the entire semester, you get to train them. That's your whole homework. 2 hours per week of training, plus any back-end stuff of programming and all that stuff. I give you access to electronic programmer. So you're going to be documenting all of their information on your phone as part of a app. Right now we use Volt Athletics, but in the future we might use a different app. But this is the future of personal training, using apps to help coach on the side. So I want to really get you up to speed with that. It's a very, very cool experience. Then below, you're going to pick any 4 of the below. You're going to see the unit count over here. Right now in the spring, I'm teaching this Senior Fitness Assessment Strength and Conditioning Programming, Kin Major 150. That is for people who are interested in working with senior population, because it's going to be a little different than regular folks. We also have a Kin Major 175, Kettlebell Fundamentals. That is a kettlebell coaching certification course where we'll certify you here in kettlebell, kettlebell coach level 1. You'll walk out with the certification from us at LACC, which we can do. And then we have the Kin Major 218, which is the corrective exercise strategies for the movement professional. This is FMS level 2. So it ties to this 217 course, and you walk out with a discounted certification in FMS level 2, understanding how to apply corrective exercises to movement deficiencies. And it's a really, really cool course. Then we have our Applied Health and Human Performance Specialist, Kin Major 220, which is more about programming and using equipment in a little bit of a different way than you're probably used to using. And then we have also our Kin Major 201, Health and Fitness Center Management, if you're ever interested in working towards fitness center. This also is part of the other certification we have, our Health and Fitness Center Management certification, which I'll pull up as well. And I'll post down below. I'm not going to read all these, but I wanted to show you that. Then you can you've got 4 units, so you can kind of pick what you want to do. We always offer these activity classes, so you can certainly be partaking in an exercise as you're taking this program as well. So this is the certification, the certificate of completion. It's called a Career Technical Education Program, because it's going to prepare you not only with the knowledge, but multiple certifications that are going to make you a much better hire compared to be perfectly honest with you, compared to your counterparts who might be graduating with CSUN with just their primary personal training certification. You will be better, I guarantee it, than they will, even though they have a 4-year degree. You're going to have more practical experience and more certifications that we're offering at a discount for you that are going to make you a much better, easier hire for a hiring manager at a facility. All right, so that's that. Let's minimize that. I'm going to show you now the other. We got the Health and Fitness Center Management. I'll leave that. You can look at that. Where's the AS degree? Right here. AS requirements. Okay, so this one. Here we go. Oh, that's not it. Oh, I know what I did. It's right here. Back up. Here it is. 2-pager. All right. Okay. So here is our new degree. Just got approved. So it's an Associate of Science in Human Movement and Applied Fitness, designed to prepare students with the knowledge, skills, abilities, and credentials required to become an expert fitness professional in personal training, group fitness, and/or strength and conditioning. The program's coursework prepares students to successfully obtain an accredited primary training certification, which is your A certification, and earn specialized secondary certifications, FMS Level 1, FMS Level 2. There's an Applied Health and Human Performance Specialist Level 1, Kettlebell Coach Level 1, ACE Group Fitness, ACE Senior Fitness Specialist. So we have a whole bunch of secondary certifications that you can earn that are relevant. Specialized secondary certifications relevant in today's fitness hiring environment. Students will learn the theoretical and applied concepts of exercise science, human performance assessment and evaluation, and real-world practical experiences that have been carefully embedded in the curricula. Upon graduation, students will be eligible for employment in commercial fitness, tactical fitness, including military, fire, first responders, corporate wellness facilities as a personal trainer, tactical strength and conditioning specialist, group fitness instructor, personal training manager, tactical strength and conditioning manager, or group fitness manager, or general manager. So yeah, this is just some marketing stuff, but let's look at all the courses. So the core requirement is we've got mental health first aid, health 60. This is a certification course. It's a one-day course that we offer usually every semester. We're offering it this spring. Our intro to kinesiology, Kin Major 100, Kin Major 102, introduction to human movement anatomy. This is what we call functional anatomy, human movement anatomy, the anatomy that is essential for human movement and how it translates into movement. So different than gross anatomy, which is all the stuff. We're going to focus on the stuff that makes you move, the nervous system, the musculoskeletal system, and which includes the connective tissue and the cardiovascular system and the pulmonary system. All of that stuff requires you to move. I don't care so much about digestion and the endocrine system, although they do play. We'll have to talk about the endocrine system a little bit, but primarily we're talking about the major musculoskeletal stuff in the nerves and how this whole thing works and gets us to move through lab and lecture. Then we have exercise testing and prescription, Kin Major 113, Kin Major 115, techniques of instruction strength training, Kin Major 116, introduction to exercise physiology. So all of the chemical things that happen in our body that allow us to move. Good class. These are great classes. They're going to fill in a big amount of stuff, and it's all related to exercise, which makes it really, really exciting for me as a kinesiology professional to teach this stuff. Then we have our Kin Major 217, functional movement screening and analysis, Kin Major 218, corrective exercise strategies for the movement professional, those FMS level 1 and level 2. Then we have our Kin internship experience. What you're going to do, you're going to take one of these primary certification courses. So techniques of instruction, group fitness. If you've done personal trainer, great, you've already started it. Or our Kin Major 225, introduction to strength and conditioning, which is a new course that'll be part of our strength and conditioning certificate program. Then you're going to take one of the health classes. So Health 2, Fitness and Wellness, Health 8, Women's Personal Health, Health 11, Principles of Healthful Living, Health 43, Men's Health and Fitness, or Health 101, Introduction to Public Health. So one of those 3 units. Then you're going to take one of our CPR, AED, first aid courses, or BLS. So that's one of those. Then you're going to take 2 of the following. Either Kin Major 118, Sports Nutrition, Kin Major 127, Introduction to Physical Therapy Aid, Kin Major 128, Care and Prevention of Athletic Injuries, Kin Major 150, Senior Fitness Assessment, Strength and Conditioning Programming, Kin Major 175, Kettlebell Fundamentals, Kin Major 201, Health and Fitness Center Management, Kin Major 220, that's supposed to be. Caught the error. 220, Applied Health and Human Performance Specialist. Now, that ends up being anywhere from 26 to 32 and a half units, 26 and a half to 32, depending on what you do. Then you add in the LACCD general education pathway. So that's going to be your math, your science, your history, all of those other regular classes that you would have to take for a degree. You get to 60. That is your Associate of Science in Human Movement and Applied Fitness. So I am so super stoked for this because many of you might be interested in just kind of getting your associate's degree and being a real human movement pro. That's what the goal of this is. Personal trainers right now don't need to have a degree. They can just work at 18 years old, have their certification, and have a CPR AED. I don't think that's enough based on my experiences in the trenches working with folks who are in personal training. So this is what we came up with, a degree that I think for anyone that's interested in human movement and exercise science, this degree is right up your alley. Now, can you transfer with this? Sure. The difference from this degree and our kin degree is that our kin degree automatically transfers you over. You would still have to apply to, let's say, Cal State Northridge or Cal State LA, but you're going to be in a much better position, to be perfectly honest with you, to understanding a lot more of the upper division exercise science stuff with this degree than our current kin ADTs, for those of you that are doing the ADT. It just is what it is. We can't control that degree. The ADTs are controlled by the state, but this is something we can do at the local level. I'm really, really excited for this. I want to get this credential, this undergrad AS. So, okay, any questions about this? You've got it below. You can email me. I'm gonna pause here. Just looking at the rest of our stuff, you're gonna see everything's laid out in modules, and every module has instructions, what you're going to PowerPoints, a quiz, a discussion, and then an assignment associated with it. Now, you're going to go through the different chapters, and then you're going to go through the different quizzes. And a lot of these quizzes you have multiple attempts at, so don't stress. Just do your best to make sure you go through this. Then we go through the ACES integrated fitness training model. We're going to talk a little bit more about exercise. I'm in the gym talking about different stuff, different weights, how to kind of, it's a visual demonstrative way I'm showing you the weight room. And you're going to do some assessments on someone with that. Then we get into behavior change, understanding the why someone is there. So you're going to see here stuff on behavior change, client communication, goal setting. This is all going to be chapter 5 in your ACE textbook. And then you're going to start to do a little bit of your initial goal setting, performing a motivational interview on your very own client at home. Kind of cool. Then we're going to do resting assessments and body measurement. So this is going to be high-level overview. The testing, the Kin Major 113 is going to cover all this live in class. So if you want to take that simultaneously, I'm going to tell you, take it, sign up for it today, ASAP, because it's going to be really helpful for all this stuff. And we're going to talk about some stuff. So I had to modify it for at home, what you can do, but this is what it is. Then we're going to do cardiovascular training. How do we look at how do we improve the cardiovascular system? We're going to do some YMCA step testing, and we're going to do some analysis of cardiovascular programs. Then we move into resistance training. So resistance training assessments and programming. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some research around repetitive sit-ups and crunches, what we call spinal flexion. There's a problem with that. We'll talk about that. Then we're going to look at muscular training assessments. Sorry, that was resistance training assessments and programs. So muscular training assessments, which include posture screen, mobility screens, and all of these other things that you're going to practice some of these at home. Exercise programming and program design. So this is where you're going to build out your exercise prescription based on a client. And I'm going to give you a way to program that's a little bit easier than what you're going to learn in ACE. Then we move into nutrition. And what is the scope of practice around nutrition and supplementation? So please spend a lot of time focusing on this. And module 12, considerations for clients with obesity. How do we manage those type of clients? What about clients with chronic diseases? That's module 13. How do we manage those clients? Exercise considerations for, why isn't this on? Turn that on, publish. Exercise considerations across the lifespan. So the aging process. What looks different? How are we different as we age? And then considerations for clients with musculoskeletal issues, injuries, pain, aches and pains, and things of that nature, and significant ones. And what do we need to do? Final module will be the final exam week. You're going to take, we'll talk about legal stuff. You're going to take a survey, and then you're going to do some quizzes. And then here's that mock final exam. And you're going to tell me what you liked and didn't like. And then the last module is preparing for your certification exam. So after you do all this stuff, it's going to show you what you need to do in preparation to get certified and how to actually get certified and sign up for that examination. All right, this is a very long video. I hope some of you made it to the end. I'm gonna say something here. So this will be on the quiz. Hartford Whalers. So if you got to the end, you know what the answer is. All right. See you soon.